Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hi friends, we are back today with our book Living Spring. Welcome everybody, and it is through Emmanuel. It's by Emmanuel through Chico, Xavier. Today we are going to do chapter 31, Farmers. So I'm going to read it first and then we can discuss what Emmanuel is telling us. Farmers. The hard-working farmer should be the first to enjoy the fruits of the harvest, and it's through Paul in 2 Timothy 2 verse 6. There are farmers of every kind. There are those who buy the land and develop it using the effort of hard-working tenants, without ever touching the soil with their own hands. There are many farmers who abandon the plough to rust, crossing their arms and blaming the rain or the sun for the failure of the harvest. There are farmers who keep a watch on their neighbors' crops, but pay no attention to their own. Many speak disproportionately about 1,000 things that really do not matter, while destructive worms wipe out the fragile plants. There are many who complain that the soil is incapable of producing anything, but they have neglected giving the blessings of water and fertilizer to the field that has been entrusted to them. Many complain of headaches, cold, or other physical indispositions, and they lose out on the sublime opportunity to sow. Nature repays all of them with disillusionment, difficulties, failure, and disappointments. Nevertheless, the farmer who works hard soon receives the blessing of a full barn. And so it goes with the farmer of the Spirit. Nobody can obtain excellent results without putting forth an effort, devoting the best they have to offer to the work of the good, writing in a time of landowners and slaves, of superficiality and favoritism. Paul of Tarsus does not say that the wealthier sower or the one favored by Caesar would be the actual owner of the harvest, but he did rightly say that the farmer who devoted himself to his obligation would be the first to enjoy the fruit of the harvest. Emmanuel is come to tell us today that we, my friends, are all farmers. And he explains it so beautifully. He says here that farmers of every kind. So today we can ask ourselves this question, if we listen to what Emmanuel is trying to tell us. And then we can ask ourselves, which farmer am I? The first one is, there are those who buy the land and develop it using the efforts of hard-working tenants. So someone else is doing the job or the work without ever touching the soil. So they are not doing anything. Then he says there are many farmers who abandon the plough to rust. So they are not doing anything and everything is rusting, crossing their arms and blaming the rain and the sun for the harvest, for the failure of the harvest. The third one, there are farmers who keep a watch on their neighbor's crop but pay no attention to their own. Are we concentrating on others, see what they do, and are we not doing anything? Then there's another one. Many speaks disproportionately about 1,000 things that really do not matter, while destructive worms wipe out the fragile plants. So it's by saying, but there's no action. There are many who complain that the soil is incapable of producing anything, but they have neglected giving the blessings of water and fertilizer to the field that have been entrusted to them. They're not putting in the effort to fertilize and to give love and soil so that the seedlings grow. Many complain of headaches, colds, other physical impositions, and they lose out on the sublime opportunity to sow. So it's complaining, say that they are not in a great health to work. Nature repays them with difficult disillusionment. And this is the law of action and reaction. When we do not do, when we do not sow, when we do not give, when we do not work, this is exactly what we get. And then he says, nevertheless, the farmer who works hard soon receives the blessing of the barn. So the one who works, who takes care of his crops, who looks after them day by day, that to give water when there's no rain, to give fertilizer, to give his energy, to give his love. And so it goes with the farmer of the Spirit. And now we can ask ourselves, where are we? In which farmer are we? Are we the one that works constantly, that gives of ourselves, gives of taking care of everybody around us? And the good spirits are telling us that, especially in our children, are we nurturing, are we fertilizing, are we helping each one of them to grow into these wonderful human beings that can be helpful on earth? Nobody can obtain excellent results without putting forth an effort. Emmanuel is telling us we must put in the effort, devoting the best that they have to offer to the work of the good, which means in all that we do, we need to focus on the good. Writing in a time of landowners and slaves, officiality and favoritism. Paul's daughter does not say that the wealthiest sower or the or the one favored by Caesar would be the actual owner of the harvest, but he did rightly say that the farmer who devotes himself to his obligation would be the first to enjoy the fruits of the harvest. And we know that what we give out, we get back. If we put in the effort, we will pick the fruits in ourselves. And this is spiritually as well as in nature. And it's also said that it is in giving that we receive. So today, let's see where we are at. And let's double our efforts. Let's do more. Let's be more focused on the good in the world and the good around us, and give out this good to everybody and everything. Even if it's in our daily work, let's do this with a heart that sings on this journey. Thank you so much for joining me, and God bless until we see each other again.